When most people think about aging, the first images that come to mind are wrinkles, graying hair, or slower reflexes. But beneath the surface, a much more significant change is happening inside the body, one that often goes unnoticed until it's already had a major impact on your quality of life. This change is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength, a process known as sarcopenia. It doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't announce itself loudly in the early stages. Instead, it quietly chips away at your physical resilience, starting in your 30s and accelerating dramatically after the age of 60. The result is a slow erosion of one of your most vital resources, the lean muscle tissue that powers every movement, from standing up out of a chair to lifting a grocery bag. And the stakes are far higher than simply looking toned or fit. Muscle mass is directly tied to your ability to remain mobile, independent, and healthy as you age. Your muscles are not just about movement, they are the largest metabolic organ in your body. They store glycogen, regulate blood sugar, and burn calories even when you are resting. This means that losing muscle mass can cause your metabolism to slow down, making it easier to gain fat and harder to maintain a healthy weight. But it doesn't stop there. Muscle also plays a crucial role in hormonal balance, inflammation control, and immune function. When muscle mass declines, it can lead to a cascade of other health problems. For example, research has shown that sarcopenia is linked to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, and even certain types of cancer. It's not just that your body feels weaker, the loss of muscle changes the very way your body processes energy and nutrients, making it more vulnerable to disease and less capable of recovery after illness or injury. One of the most underappreciated functions of muscle is its role as a protective cushion for your joints and bones. Strong muscles act like shock absorbers, reducing the wear and tear on your skeletal system and helping maintain proper posture and balance. As muscle mass decreases, your joints bear more of the load during movement, increasing the risk of arthritis, joint pain, and falls. Falls in particular are a serious concern. For older adults, a single fall can lead to a hip fracture or other major injury that drastically reduces independence. In fact, falls are one of the leading causes of disability and loss of autonomy in people over 65, and they are often the result of weakened muscles failing to stabilize the body during sudden movements or uneven terrain. Maintaining muscle strength is not simply about staying active. It's about ensuring that your body can react quickly, stabilize effectively, and protect itself from injury. Another critical reason muscle loss matters is its direct connection to functional independence. Tasks we take for granted in midlife, climbing stairs, carrying laundry, bending to pick something off the floor, can become significantly harder as muscle mass declines. You might find yourself avoiding activities you once enjoyed simply because they feel exhausting or risky. This gradual withdrawal from physical activity accelerates muscle loss even further, creating a vicious cycle. The less you move, the weaker you become, and the weaker you become, the less you feel capable of moving. For many older adults, this cycle leads to a loss of autonomy, requiring help with basic daily activities. And it's not just about convenience. Loss of independence can have profound effects on mental health, leading to feelings of helplessness, depression, and social isolation. On a biological level, the process of muscle loss is complex but largely driven by a slowdown in muscle protein synthesis, the body's ability to repair and build new muscle fibers. As we age, the signals that trigger muscle growth, particularly after eating protein or exercising, become weaker. This phenomenon, called anabolic resistance, means that older adults need a higher quality and quantity of protein to achieve the same muscle building response they would have gotten naturally in their younger years. Compounding this, physical activity levels often decline with age, whether due to injury, illness, or lifestyle changes, which further accelerates the breakdown of muscle tissue. Without deliberate action, such as targeted nutrition and resistance training, muscle loss can progress rapidly after 60, sometimes as much as 3 to 5% per decade, with strength declining even faster than mass. Beyond the physical effects, there's an invisible cost to muscle loss that affects nearly every aspect of health: the body's diminished ability to recover from stress. Whether that stress comes from an infection, surgery, or a period of inactivity due to illness, people with more muscle mass recover faster and with fewer complications. Muscle acts as a reservoir of amino acids that your body can draw upon during times of need to repair tissues, produce immune cells, and restore balance. When this reserve is low, recovery takes longer, fatigue is more persistent, and vulnerability to secondary illnesses increases. In medical settings, patients with higher muscle mass generally have better outcomes, shorter hospital stays, and lower mortality rates after serious events compared to those with sarcopenia. Perhaps most strikingly, multiple long-term studies have shown that muscle strength is a more accurate predictor of longevity than even cardiovascular fitness in older adults. This means that your ability to maintain muscle power, to grip firmly, to rise from a chair without using your hands, to walk briskly, is not just a reflection of your current fitness, but a strong indicator of your overall survival in the years to come. In other words, muscle is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. And as it declines, so does the body's resilience, both physically and biologically, making it one of the most urgent aspects of aging to address proactively. Parmesan, or Parmigiano Reggiano, as it is known in its authentic Italian form, is far more than a flavorful sprinkle on top of pasta. This hard, aged cheese is a concentrated source of muscle-supporting nutrients that can make a tangible difference in preserving strength and mobility, especially for individuals over 60. What makes Parmesan so unique is not just its taste, but the way its nutrient profile aligns perfectly with the body's needs for combating sarcopenia. During the long aging process, which can last anywhere from 12 to 36 months, complex proteins are broken down into smaller peptides and free amino acids. This pre-digestion effect makes the protein in Parmesan highly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it quickly and efficiently, a crucial factor for older adults whose muscles respond less readily to dietary protein than in youth. One of the key amino acids found in abundance in Parmesan is leucine, which acts as a direct trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the ignition switch in the engine of muscle repair. Without enough leucine in a meal, the signal to start building muscle is weak. For people over 60, the leucine threshold, the minimum amount needed to stimulate muscle growth, is higher than it is for younger individuals. Parmesan naturally delivers a potent dose of leucine in a small serving, making it a practical way to reach this threshold without having to consume large amounts of food. This is particularly beneficial for those who may struggle with reduced appetite, chewing difficulties, or digestive sensitivities that make large protein portions challenging. Beyond its amino acid profile, Parmesan is dense in other nutrients that indirectly support muscle function. It is exceptionally rich in calcium and phosphorus, both critical for maintaining bone density. Strong bones and strong muscles work hand in hand. The skeletal system provides the framework for movement, while muscles generate the force to carry out that movement. Weak bones increase the risk of fractures from falls, and falls are often more likely when muscles are weak. By delivering both muscle-building protein and bone-supporting minerals, Parmesan addresses two interconnected aspects of aging that are often treated separately but are deeply linked. Parmesan also contains vitamin B12, which plays a crucial role in nerve function and the formation of red blood cells. Healthy nerves are essential for transmitting the electrical signals that tell muscles when and how to contract. As we age, nerve conduction can slow, contributing to decreased coordination and slower reaction times. B12 deficiency, which is more common in older adults, can worsen these issues, but regular intake of B12-rich foods like Parmesan can help maintain optimal neuromuscular function. Furthermore, Because Parmesan is made from milk that has undergone fermentation, it contains beneficial bioactive compounds that may reduce inflammation, an often overlooked factor in muscle health. Chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown, and anti-inflammatory nutrients can help slow that process. Another often underestimated advantage of Parmesan is its low lactose content. During the aging process, most of the lactose in the milk is broken down, making Parmesan well tolerated by individuals who are lactose intolerant. This means that even those who typically avoid dairy due to digestive discomfort can often enjoy Parmesan without issue, gaining access to its concentrated nutrients. This digestibility factor is important because protein tolerance can be a barrier to maintaining adequate intake in older populations. Parmesan's intense flavor also means that a little goes a long way. You don't need to eat large quantities to reap its benefits, which can be particularly useful for those who need to monitor calorie intake or who simply can't consume large meals. In practical terms, Parmesan is one of the most versatile muscle-supporting foods you can keep in your kitchen. Because of its hardness and dryness, it stores well for long periods, making it easy to keep on hand without frequent grocery trips. A few shavings over a salad instantly increase its protein content. Stirred into a bowl of vegetable soup, Parmesan not only deepens the flavor, but adds the amino acids necessary for muscle repair. Even a simple snack of apple slices with a few small chunks of Parmesan provides a balanced combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. For those aiming to meet their protein target at every meal, an essential strategy for fighting sarcopenia, Parmesan offers a convenient, concentrated boost without requiring major changes to eating habits. From a culinary perspective, Parmesan's intense umami profile can make healthy, protein-rich meals more appealing. This is particularly important for older adults, as appetite often decreases with age, and food that is bland or unappealing can lead to reduced overall intake. The savory depth of Parmesan can transform vegetables, legumes, and whole grains, foods that are nutrient-rich but not always exciting, into satisfying dishes that encourage consistent eating. The sensory pleasure of food should not be underestimated when it comes to health. The more enjoyable a meal is, the more likely it is to be eaten in adequate quantities, ensuring that muscles receive the nutrients they need consistently. While many people think of cheese as indulgent, Parmesan is relatively low in fat compared to its intense flavor, especially when measured by the small portions typically used. It delivers a concentrated package of muscle-building protein, bone-strengthening minerals, and flavor-enhancing qualities without the need to consume large amounts. When used strategically throughout the day, Parmesan becomes less of a garnish and more of a functional food, a targeted nutritional tool that supports strength, mobility, and overall vitality in the later decades of life. By integrating Parmesan into regular meals and snacks, it's possible to take advantage of its unique nutrient profile in a way that aligns perfectly with the body's increased demands for protein quality, digestibility, and nutrient density that come with aging. Ricotta is one of the most underestimated cheeses when it comes to nutrition for muscle health. Soft, creamy, and mildly sweet, it is often thought of as a dessert ingredient or a filler for pasta dishes. But nutritionally, it's a powerhouse, particularly for older adults who need high-quality, easily digestible protein to combat sarcopenia. What sets ricotta apart from most other cheeses is that it's made not from whole milk, but from the whey left over after cheese production. Whey protein is prized among athletes for its rapid absorption and strong ability to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, making it a direct counter to the anabolic resistance that develops with age. In older adults, this becomes particularly valuable because their muscles require more stimulation from dietary protein to achieve the same repair and rebuilding effects that occur naturally in youth. The unique structure of whey protein in ricotta allows it to be digested and absorbed quickly, meaning the amino acids it contains enter the bloodstream rapidly after eating. This fast delivery is especially beneficial in the morning after an overnight fast, when the body is in a catabolic state and muscle tissue is more likely to be broken down for energy. A breakfast that includes ricotta, perhaps spread on whole grain toast or paired with fresh fruit, can deliver a high quality protein boost early in the day, signaling muscles to begin rebuilding immediately. Unlike some dense cheeses that can feel heavy or overly salty, ricotta's light texture and subtle flavor make it appealing for those with sensitive appetites, which is critical for maintaining consistent protein intake in older age. One of ricotta's key nutritional strengths lies in its leucine content. Leucine is the amino acid that acts like a switch for muscle building, and whey proteins are naturally rich in it. The leucine in ricotta helps to turn on the body's muscle repair machinery after meals, which is essential for slowing the progression of sarcopenia. What's particularly advantageous about ricotta is that it provides leucine in combination with other essential amino acids in a naturally balanced form, ensuring that muscles have the full set of building blocks they need to grow and repair. This is especially important because simply consuming leucine supplements without adequate total protein is less effective than getting leucine as part of a complete high-quality protein source like ricotta. Ricotta is also rich in calcium, which not only supports bone strength but also plays a direct role in muscle contraction. Muscles rely on calcium ions to initiate each contraction, and inadequate calcium levels can contribute to weakness and fatigue. By including ricotta regularly, you're not just nourishing bones, but also enhancing the muscle's ability to function at its best. Additionally, ricotta contains a good amount of phosphorus, another mineral essential for energy metabolism within muscle cells. Phosphorus is required for the production of ATP, the energy currency of the cell, which fuels every movement from lifting a cup of tea to climbing a flight of stairs. Another advantage of ricotta is its relatively low sodium content compared to many other cheeses. High sodium intake can contribute to fluid retention, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular strain, which are concerns for many older adults. Ricotta provides a creamy, satisfying texture without overwhelming the diet with excess salt, making it easier to fit into heart-healthy eating patterns. Its mild flavor also makes it incredibly versatile. It can be used in both savory and sweet dishes, allowing for variety in the diet, which is important for sustaining long-term nutritional habits. For example, ricotta can be blended with herbs and spread on whole grain crackers as a protein-rich snack, or whisked into scrambled eggs to make them creamier and higher in protein. It can also be folded into oatmeal or mixed with berries and a drizzle of honey for a dessert that builds muscle while satisfying a sweet craving. For individuals with reduced appetite or difficulty chewing tougher proteins like meat, ricotta offers an ideal alternative. Its soft texture requires minimal chewing, and because it's low in fat relative to its protein content, it digests comfortably without leaving a heavy feeling. This is important for older adults who may experience slowed digestion or gastrointestinal sensitivity. The ease of eating ricotta means it can be incorporated into multiple meals throughout the day, ensuring protein is spread evenly, a strategy that research shows is more effective for muscle maintenance than concentrating protein in a single large meal. From a culinary perspective, ricotta's adaptability means it can fit seamlessly into almost any eating pattern. For breakfast, it can be combined with chopped nuts and cinnamon for a balanced mix of protein, healthy fats, and flavor. At lunch, it can be stirred into soups for creaminess and extra protein without adding much fat. For dinner, it can replace heavy cream in sauces, reducing saturated fat while still providing a luxurious texture. Even snacks can be upgraded. A spoonful of ricotta on sliced pears or figs offers a nutrient-dense option that supports muscle health while feeling indulgent. Ricotta also contains small amounts of beneficial fatty acids, such as conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which has been studied for its potential anti-inflammatory properties. While the amount in a typical serving of ricotta is modest, these compounds can contribute to an overall dietary pattern that helps control chronic inflammation, which is increasingly recognized as a driver of muscle breakdown in older adults. When combined with other anti-inflammatory foods such as leafy greens, berries, and olive oil, ricotta becomes part of a broader nutritional strategy to preserve muscle mass and function. Perhaps one of the most practical aspects of ricotta for older adults is how easily it can be incorporated without requiring significant changes to the diet. It doesn't demand special preparation, and it pairs well with both high protein and high fiber foods, which means it can enhance the muscle building potential of a wide range of meals. Its affordability and wide availability also make it a realistic option for daily use, removing one of the most common barriers to sustained dietary improvements. By making ricotta a regular part of the eating routine, it becomes possible to consistently provide the body with a quick, digestible, and highly effective source of the amino acids needed to slow muscle loss and maintain strength well into the later years of life. Cottage cheese is one of the most protein-dense dairy foods available, and it has a unique nutrient profile that makes it an especially powerful ally in the fight against sarcopenia. Soft, mild in flavor, and highly versatile, cottage cheese has long been popular among athletes and bodybuilders, but its benefits for older adults are equally, if not more, significant. What sets cottage cheese apart from many other cheeses is its high content of casein protein. Unlike the fast-digesting whey protein found in ricotta, casein digests slowly, releasing a steady stream of amino acids into the bloodstream over several hours. This slow release is particularly beneficial for older adults, whose muscles require a sustained supply of building blocks to maintain and repair themselves efficiently. It's also the reason why cottage cheese is often recommended as an evening snack. It helps feed muscles throughout the night, supporting recovery and growth during sleep. The casein in cottage cheese is rich in all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, which plays a critical role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Because muscle repair and growth are constant processes, not just something that happens after exercise, having a prolonged supply of amino acids helps prevent periods of muscle breakdown that can occur when the body runs low on protein. For older adults who already face anabolic resistance, this steady amino acid availability can mean the difference between maintaining lean tissue and gradually losing it over time. While whey protein is excellent for quick recovery after meals or workouts, casein's slow, sustained delivery is ideal for filling the long gaps between meals or for providing overnight support when the body is in fasting mode. Cottage cheese is also an excellent source of calcium, a mineral essential not only for strong bones, but also for muscle contraction. Without adequate calcium, muscles cannot contract properly, leading to weakness and reduced function. Combined with phosphorus, which cottage cheese also provides in generous amounts, calcium helps maintain the structural integrity of both bones and muscles, creating a strong foundation for physical activity. This dual support for bone and muscle is especially valuable for older adults, since bone density and muscle mass tend to decline together, and both are critical for preventing falls and fractures. Another advantage of cottage cheese is its relatively low calorie-to-protein ratio. This means you can get a large amount of protein without significantly increasing your calorie intake, which is important for individuals who are managing their weight or have a reduced appetite. Many older adults struggle to meet protein needs simply because they can't comfortably consume large portions of food. Cottage cheese solves this by delivering around 12 to 14 grams of protein in just a half-cup serving, allowing for muscle-supporting nutrition in a small, easy-to-eat portion. Its mild flavor also makes it adaptable to both savory and sweet dishes, giving it the flexibility to be used multiple times a day without feeling repetitive. Cottage cheese contains more than just protein and minerals. It also offers important B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12 and riboflavin. Vitamin B12 supports nerve health, which is crucial for maintaining the communication between the brain and muscles. Riboflavin, on the other hand, is involved in energy production, helping muscles generate the power needed for daily movement. These micronutrients are often overlooked in discussions about muscle health, but deficiencies can significantly impair muscle function and recovery. By including cottage cheese regularly, you're not just addressing protein needs, but also supporting the metabolic and neurological processes that keep muscles performing at their best. For older adults concerned about sodium intake, it's worth noting that cottage cheese is available in reduced sodium varieties, making it possible to enjoy its benefits without compromising cardiovascular health. This is especially relevant because excessive sodium can contribute to hypertension, which in turn can impact overall mobility and energy levels. Choosing the right variety of cottage cheese allows you to tailor its benefits to your individual health needs while still taking advantage of its exceptional nutrient density.